again.
This is Maruli Sarraga.
And Tatiana.
Hi, so this is the second video.
Yeah.
And as we promised last time, we were going to continue about the topic of
Dutchman.
Who's an expert? Well, I am. I mean, I married with a Dutch man. He's a lovely man. And I can tell about my experience. Actually, that was the reason that I moved here.
Yeah.
And when I was looking for the love of my life.
And it wasn't overnight, because
No.
it was like more than 10 years ago.
Yes, indeed. We were so young. Well, say in Mexico, we were chickens. But in the end, when I met my husband, then I saw the difference between him and Mexican men. I mean,
What was it?
It was more, in Mexico, of course, we have the macho culture, which, don't get me wrong, I think machos are great. I've been raised by a macho man, and they can be really caring and really great partners, but also, in a way, limiting. They have this role of what a man can do, what a woman can do, and I realized that in the Netherlands it's not like that. Men are more helping at home, for example, and more supportive, and that was what got me impressed about.
Okay,
about my man.
yeah, that would be also a relevant observation for anyone who comes from Eastern Europe. Because we might not have this strong macho man culture, but it's still the thing that some works at home are typically men's jobs, and the others are more female stuff.
Yes, you have this clear separation of what's supposed to be. Indeed. So how is it?
It's changing nowadays. So it's more like going to partnership relationship in Belarus, and I believe in Russia, Ukraine, it's the same. But yeah, still till now, it's like more a thing that a husband should get more money than a wife. Although most of women work in Eastern Europe, so it's not like everybody's just sitting home chilling. Yeah, but also most of the jobs you do at home, most of the stuff you do at home, it's more female thing to do. Cooking, cleaning, unfortunately it's all like traditionally female thing.
And there's a taboo also in Mexico when you ask any man, like, how would you feel if your woman earns more money than you? And most of them are impressed, like, as if it feels like they are maybe not fulfilling their task or something. But I think in the Netherlands it's different when we talk about Dutch men. When you ask them, at least the Dutch men I've asked, they're like, I have no problem. There are some of them that say, no, I get my manicure done every week, then I'm fine. So it tends to be more open-minded. As you mentioned, it's more like a partnership.
Yeah.
And we're talking about this article that the Dutch children are the happiest in the world. And one of the reasons of this research was that they have this daddy day.
Yeah.
So dad spends time with them as well.
Yeah, that's very important.
So how do you think about Dutch men?
I don't have that much experience. I don't have much experience at all, actually. But yeah, I've met some guys at school. I've met some people just in general in life. And they seem to be more chilled. They look very different. That's kind of an interesting thing.
In which way different?
They take way more care about themselves than Eastern European men do.
Wow. Like in their physics, their looks?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're more into fashion, like at least as I see it here in Amsterdam. They try to choose something stylish. They do the hair.
The hair is a little gel.
Yeah, not like the Dutchmen, by the way. I mean, the Dutch women. They're the same here that the wind does Dutch women's hair. Which is true.
It makes me think about Paul der Model, this book about Dutch women. Yeah. We should read. But indeed, I think, when I think about Dutch men, it's directly hair and shoes, in a way.
Yeah.
The hair is nicely done with gel, and the shoes are brown and big and colorful in a way.
So there was actually a stereotype I read somewhere that Dutch men wear brown shoes with anything, like even it's black suit, it's always brown shoes. And I haven't noticed it before, but then I started looking around. Yeah, that's so true.
That's true.
And actually nowadays, I believe in Eastern Europe, most men don't wear formal shoes. They wear sneakers, some kind of sports shoes, something like that. Even like men who are into fashion, they would just choose something trendy like Yeezys or Nike or some pair of Adidas. Here, so many men still wear like formal brown shoes.
Yeah, I think it's something in the culture, like in the perception of what is classy. But indeed, I spent some time in Germany, and when I was living in Germany for 8 months, I realized that men are there also dressing more formal, maybe a little bit old-fashioned. And here I thought it was indeed more casual. It's also, I agree with you, my experience, more easygoing.
Yeah, it's kind of chic, elegant, but also casual. It's not like formal, very too formal suit, like tight.
Yes, it's just chilling, nice but relaxed indeed.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
they dare to wear colors, something I realized also. Yeah, bright colors as well I've seen, and the socks. Sometimes you saw there was a trend with nice colorful socks with
that's
shapes.
beautiful.
Yeah, indeed. So I like that, and I think they're sweet. I mean, some of my friends says, no, not all the Dutch men are like that, which I believe, but there's any type of man in every country.
But you can just see more of this and less of that.
Indeed,
it's just a common trend.
At least my perception is that they are really. Really nice and really respectful for women. Also, women have earned these rights. So they have earned the right, that women have fought for their rights and the emancipation. So you clearly see that there's something, the relation between men and women is definitely different than it is in my country, at least.
Yeah, it is different. I don't know if it's actually, it's not good and not bad, it's just different.
It's different, indeed.
And actually, like from my experience, it's not a common thing here in Europe to point out that people are from different races. But actually, from my experience living here in Amsterdam for more than a year, people are coming up to try and make acquaintance new in the street. It's mostly not Dutch guys. Actually, never a Dutch guy.
That's true. Yeah, it happened to me also before when I go out with friends. I mean, I'm already taken, of course.
Yeah,
but then I observe when my friends are single that they are, the women are the ones that approach men.
Yeah.
I mean, will not do that. The Dutch men, which is interesting indeed.
Like, I heard that, like, as a girl, if you are into this guy, you have to make it very clear. Not hinting. You wouldn't get it.
It's not like a small sign. You need to be really direct.
Yeah, you just have basically to tell it.
Yes, I've heard a lot of friends saying that. No, if I like the guy, go for him.
How did you overcome this? Is your husband very unusual for the Dutch culture, you think?
Yes, I think he has like a Latino heart. Because no, really,
no, he definitely does.
Yeah, I mean, I was not direct with him. He was really direct with me, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I really, in that sense, really a Mexican. Like, no, he has to do the work. Like, I sent hints, that totally, but no, I didn't do so much work.
Yeah.
So I'm very lucky.
So see, you can find a very unusual guy in every culture.
That's true. And in the end, I think there's a saying in Mexico: if the guy has interest, then he will do it. Like, at least he was mad to you or something. So I personally recommend Dutch men. They're family material and they are
Cut it out and make it like the main video on our channel. Totally recommend Dutch men.
Sponsored by Dutch men.
Yeah, would be great.
Actually, I know they like, we talk about them.
Yeah.
Yes, there's like, I also, another thing I observe of the Dutch men that they like to be, it's double, because in one hand, compliments is something also delicate, sensitive in the Netherlands. Mexico is a culture that are constantly complimenting each other, but in the Netherlands, you give a compliment, especially in public, it is embarrassing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is embarrassing. So you wouldn't do that at work. I also teach dance classes, and I will not compliment one student in front of the rest, because it's really...
You may compliment something that people achieved.
In general, how they look or what they have achieved, or compliments in general, one-to-one is fine. At least what I discovered, but in a group is different.
So you just don't point out one person. You either do it for the whole group or you don't do it.
Yes, basically. Or if you want to compliment one person, you go to that person and say it directly. And for Dutch men, I think they like it indeed, but when it's one-on-one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, interesting. Yeah.
That's very interesting and useful.
But also women, I mean, it's different, but what I realized that women don't usually compliment their men in the Netherlands. Maybe because of this, but
I think in some cultures it's just like that's a norm. So you don't point out it even if it's very good because you think, oh, it's normal. Why would I mention it?
yeah, indeed. And for me, it's like, in Mexico, it's normal. Like
I think it's also a very similar thing in Eastern European countries. People usually don't say about good things, but from my personal experience, when you start doing it, nobody gets offended, and people in general are very happy with it. I don't know how it's here in the Netherlands.
Yeah, also in the end, I think when it comes from a sincere intention, I think people appreciate it.
Yeah.
When it's because they have this word, Dutch word, slijmballen. It's not a very nature's word, so to say, but it's like also the intention where you come with it. But indeed, when you come from a good intention and you are sincere and people can feel that, then it's received with happiness.
Yeah.
So that's something.
Also, might be the case that we have this little gateway. We are not from here. Do it a bit differently in our countries. So people are in general quite nice. They don't judge you based on where you come from.
They're more tolerant with you.
Yeah.
Because it's foreign, so it's different. Yeah. So in that sense, yeah, I've received so much tolerance from, But also one of the differences is like how women, also related to men, in Mexico, for instance, we need to fight for our men. We need to be highly competitive. I think it's the same in your country, probably.
Maybe not that obvious.
Okay.
But I would say, unfortunately, more in passive-aggressive way.
Really?
Yeah.
Which way? Commenting each other?
Commenting each other or saying like, oh, what is she wearing?
That mean. Yeah. Well, Mexico is the same, actually. But it's more like, I grew up with my grandma saying, like, no, you should take care of your looks and yourself because anybody can come and steal your man. You don't want that.
Yeah, actually, like, I didn't maybe realize it that much myself, but recently, a couple of weeks ago, I was having a talk with my very close friend who lives in Belarus her whole life. And she says, yeah, there are people, women out there who are interested in your man. And like, even if he is not like an Apollo, not like the businessman making lots of money, there are people who would just ruin your family and get him. I don't know why, but yeah.
Also, I believe, when if somebody says it like that, now talking, I think about that, then it's also assuming that the man is weak.
In a
way, because then he would just go like whatever.
That's a problem, and that's actually was what was weird for me all the time. Why would you fight for someone like he's an adult man? He can take his own decision.
That's it, and it's taking him as an adult, as a capable adult to take his decisions, and indeed.
I think the only very common problem in relationship is that women tend just to reject their own life when they go into a relationship, and they kind of immerse themselves into this relationship, and you cannot see her personality anymore.
It's also coming from a place of fear, like they really have too many expectations of the man, probably.
Yeah, and they kind of forget what they were about before. Like before you met him, you had your own life, you had your own hobbies, your own friends, and then many girls tend to forget about it.
You change your world and
then
just
he might be not that interested because you changed.
Yeah, indeed. But that's a very interesting thing, and I think about Dutch men, in that sense, Dutch women see them as equals. So if you go with another woman is your problem, then you are the one that is, weak or anything. But I also read this article that the percentage of men leaving their wives in the Netherlands is less than in other parts of Europe.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Because of finances.
Oh,
Because, one of the reasons.
that's a Calvinist culture. They know it's expensive.
It's expensive. They know it's expensive to take a woman out, and most of the times they have shared bank accounts, so everybody can see all the transactions. So very smart Dutch ladies.
Yeah, I hope your husbands also have other good reasons.
No, of
I'm
course.
quite sure. Yeah,
Of course. But it's also a cultural thing, and it's very interesting. But in Mexico, definitely we would look to each other a little with, what are your intentions with my husband? Or there's more suspicion. And I must admit, since I'm in the Netherlands, I really like the way women respect each other. Like also each other's men, even if they're not married. It's like when you're dating with somebody, if you are dating with him, then I know.
Yeah, it was also the case with all my friends. I never had these issues, but I know the stories.
Yes, and which is a very good thing to do, because in Mexico, also don't intend to generalize, but it's easier thought, like, okay, well, you are not married, or I've heard stories, and what I try to say that it feels like the Dutch women with each other are more solidary and more respecting of each other's boundaries. And
yeah, that's a very good thing. It just makes you feel so comfy here, because you don't really think, you don't have to overthink when you see that your boyfriend or your husband meets some other women, like either it's for work, for hobbies, or whatever.
Yeah,
you just have more trust in relationships.
Yeah, exactly. Even I've seen friends that the man goes with a friend, a woman, and they go on holiday or they go to the cinema together, and it's fine, In Mexico, it's not well seen. It's like, where are you going? Like,
Yeah.
So, but that's a great thing to see.
Yeah.
So in general, that's our reflection about Dutch men. If you have more comments or things to add, please feel free to let us know.
Yeah, thank you.
And next time, what should we talk about next time?
I don't know. Ideas?
Food.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Good idea. See you next time.
See you.
Bye.